4 years out of 38, that's a bit more than 1/10 of my life in these Joe Nimble sneakers. That's pretty good for a pair of footwear. Why do I make videos from time to time about so-called barefoot footwear? Is it vanity? No. Is it a trend? No. Then why? Well, because our feet carry us in our life, our whole life. No matter if you're active or not, walking, hiking, running or dancing, our feet are very important, and barefoot shoes offer the best natural conditions for my feet in most situations. So here's a pair I've been using for 4 years for anything and everywhere. I've used them casually, I've worked in them, sometimes 10 to 12 hour shifts, and got back home and feeling just really good in my feet. I've been traveling in them, I've been hiking in them, and I've been using them for any occasion over the last 4 years. That's why they are worth mentioning. They are the best general barefoot sneakers I've had. I did a review on them early on. I remarked on some issues then, and in the following review of other barefoot shoes where I compared the pair, 2 things stood out. This little detachment from the first week where I thought it would eventually come off more, but it didn't for 4 years. I also expected the sole to get a hole under my heel eventually, and I'm still waiting. I have washed the pair many times in 40 degrees Celsius just to freshen them up. I've walked in water with them, in mud. I've used them very carelessly, especially over the last 2 years, since I expected them to kind of give up and get teared apart. But it still hasn't happened. I have a double sole that I took from my pair of Wonder Toes when they were done for. I did a review on them too, the link is below the video. They are the most comfortable footwear I have. Now if I'm gonna do a run or a hike or something else specific, I will use another pair of my barefoot shoes. But this one is always present. So they are foldable, I can squeeze them in the backpack, and on a road trip I'll just shove them down the car door and they'll be there available if I need them. As always, if I do a review on a footwear or some other gear, it's because I've used the product. So in this case, I can only recommend this pair. I've never felt any back pains or feet issues by having barefoot shoes. Even after long days at work or hikes, it feels like nothing when you take the pair off and walk indoors. Amazing indeed, and there is a logic to this, as most footwear is wrongly designed.
This is an arch. It's one of the most stable structures ever built. If you put pressure on it from above, it gets stronger. Do you want to break an arch? All you have to do is this. Support it.
When the feet that carry you in life are not doing so naturally, eventually unnatural imbalances in the feet are created over time, spreading up to the legs and later creating back problems, hip problems, and what have you. Then people focus on the back issues, forgetting their feet, while the root cause in many cases were the actual footwear and how the feet were shaped while you were doing your walking, your working, your running, your hiking. That's why feet are so important. And that's why footwear is very important, and it's so very simple. Anyway, there are great barefoot footwear brands out there, and this pair, this model from Joe Nimble called Nimbletoes, I can warmly recommend to anyone. Thank you for watching and all the best.